What are we even feeding our kids today? Parents and grandparents, join me as we go down the aisles of a modern shopping store with the standard American diet that is absolutely filled, especially right now that it's back to school time, with those beautifully, enticingly prepackaged convenience food, those little snack packs where they try to lure you in because it's only so many calories. We'll talk about the greenwashing as we go through the aisles of gogurts and goldfish and Cheez-Its and those fruit juices that truly contain no nutritional value but are so easy to toss in a lunchbox or a snack pack. The Wall Street Journal recently ran an article about meeting the parents who are feeding their children a more carnivore, animal-based type of eating protocol, and boy, did mainstream media just blow up. These big conglomerate news sources with their highly paid doctor experts who are largely funded by big food and big pharma because that's their largest advertisers, actually accused a child of being addicted because they reached for a ribeye instead of an applesauce prepackaged pack. What have we come to? All right, join me on the inside as we peruse the aisles that are filled with fat bombs and diabetes in a package. I'm Jackie Elmer. Grab my guide at lowertoxiclife.com that has my simplified carnivore shopping list, and this is great for kids and toddlers as well.
Let's be real. Most kids' diets are built on this highly accepted and normalized stuff, including seed oils, high fructose corn syrup, artificial colors, and sugar by the spoonful. But slap a label on the front like fortified with vitamins, heart healthy, or all natural, and suddenly it's considered safe for kids. That's called greenwashing. Marketing buzzwords designed to trick parents into thinking junk food is health food. General Mills and Kellogg's are keeping tremendous financial profits while you and future generations are paying with your health and well-being, both mental and physical. We don't even truly realize the damaging cost of all of this. I hear people say eating healthy is so much more cost-wise, but you can pay now or pay later with your health. Meanwhile, whole foods like steak, eggs, and butter, foods humans have thrived on for generations, are treated like some dangerous fad diet. How backwards is that? Here's what we should really be worried about. Childhood obesity rates have more than tripled since the 1970s. Kids as young as 8 years old are being diagnosed with fatty liver disease, a condition that used to only happen to middle-aged alcoholics. And what's fueling it? Processed foods packed with seed oils, high fructose corn syrup, refined sugar, and flour. Not ribeye. It can easily start with breakfast sausage egg croissants, Eggo waffles. Move on to lunch and dinner with breaded fish sticks that might seem healthy till you read the label. Pizzas and Mexican food options, even the ones labeled healthy. It never ends as the bloodstream gets a constant dose of glucose spikes, releasing insulin and keeping the digestive system constantly trying to clean up the toxic mess. Over time, frequent glucose spikes can lead to insulin resistance, where the body becomes less responsive to insulin. This can contribute to the development of type 2 diabetes. Even the way these foods are marketed is toxic. Cartoon characters on cereal boxes, toys stuffed inside kids' meals, and don't even get me started on the back-to-school hype. Tiny prepackaged lunchbox snacks with 18 grams of sugar and zero nutrition. Convenience over health. Addiction disguised as food. Now let's compare a ribeye steak, scrambled eggs, salmon, butter, cheese, real nutrient-dense, bioavailable fuel for the body and the brain. Protein for muscle growth. DHA for that important brain development, especially in kids. Iron and B vitamins kids can actually absorb. That's not controversial, that's biology. And again, now it's back to school season, which means parents are bombarded with these convenience food, Lunchables, microwave meals, breakfast sandwiches, instant waffles, and Eggos. Again, they're all loaded with seed oils, sugar, sodium, and marginal filler ingredients. The so-called syrup is basically sugar water. Here's my rule of thumb. If it has more than 5 ingredients or something you can't pronounce or buy yourself in the store to make at home, avoid it. Real food doesn't need a chemistry degree to decode the label. And let's not forget holidays. And here in the United States, Halloween is right around the corner. I cringe to think of the amount of sugar, seed oils, high fructose corn syrup, and other atrocities that will be invading the bodies of millions of kids and adults for not just one night, but weeks as we move into the holiday season. And apparently, Lucky Charms are part of a balanced breakfast, but steak is child abuse. Make it make sense. As I mentioned about the Wall Street Journal, Dr. Ken Berry and his wife were featured along with their children and other families choosing an animal-based approach. And of course, as I mentioned, mainstream news experts with their highly paid, highly captured doctors chimed in with the usual fear tactics, calling a child reaching for a chop an addiction to meat and warning about deficiencies. Newsflash, a child will typically reach for anything placed in front of them. But here's the thing. Kids today are drowning in ultra-processed foods, sugary cereals, pizza bites, supersized sodas, and Happy Meals, macaroni and cheese, chocolate milk, snack packs, you name it. The standard American diet is the real nutritional experiment, and the results aren't pretty. As I mentioned, childhood obesity, type 2 diabetes, ADHD diagnoses are all skyrocketing. Far too many kids today can't sit still, focus, or pass a simple fitness test. Parents get dragged for giving their kids ribeye instead of prepackaged fruit, puree, and other shelf items loaded with sugar, seed oils, and plastic-wrapped snack packs that kids are eating every single day. These fake foods are packed in containers steeped in microplastics, and nobody calls that controversial. Explain that to me. I'm not saying every child needs to be strict carnivore. I am saying animal-based meat at the center with maybe some fruit makes a whole lot more sense than Pop-Tarts, goldfish crackers, and pizza rolls. Imagine a home where the focus is on child-led eating, sitting down as a family, eating real food together, and letting kids explore. They watch what the adults eat: steak, eggs, butter, bacon, salmon, and they will naturally follow along. If they want a little fruit here and there, fine, but no one is handing them juice boxes and granola bars on autopilot, or enticing them with cheap toys inside every box. Now let's do a baby formula reality check. Even baby formula isn't spared from the processed food trap. Most formulas on the market are filled with seed oils like soy and sunflower, high fructose corn syrup, just regular corn syrup, and synthetic additives. They're marketed as being enriched with DHA, lutein, and vitamin E, nutrients babies absolutely need, but instead of coming from real bioavailable food sources, they're added back in after the fact. It's the same game we see with breakfast cereals. Strip out the nutrition during processing, then sprinkle in lab-made versions and call it healthy. So the next time someone tells you ribeye is dangerous for kids but Cocoa Puffs are perfectly fine, remember who benefits from that narrative. It's not your kids, it's the billion-dollar processed food industry. Let's give our kids real food, grow their brains, and set them up for healthy lifestyles, not addiction.
So that was our trip down Diabetes Lane. What do you think? Again, I'm Jackie Elmer. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Give me a like, a comment, and let me know what you feed your children, and grab my guide at lowertoxiclife.com for my simplified shopping list to live more in alignment with nature, animal-based, and feed your children in a way that's going to serve them best.